Good morning and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the ships at sea. It's 8:30 in the morning. It's the 15th day of July, 2022. It's 61 degrees and cloudy and cold in July, and I'm drinking tea because it's cold. Support me. Tea? All right, it's Friday, which means it's time to take a look at all of the tabletop role-playing game bits and bobs of news we might have missed or during the rest of the week. Hopefully, we will have a lot of news coming out of Comic-Con and all the cons that are having this week and next week. But, okay, starting from the top. Wizards of the Coast has put up the table of contents for Radiant Citadel, which I think is coming out on the 19th now. So next Tuesday. I thought it was coming out before that, but I guess they pushed it forward or pushed it back. I don't know. It's coming out. That's all we know. So the first chapter is the chapter we already saw that they put up as a teaser, and then everything after that is just the adventures. So the first chapter is, what is the site? Where did it come from? What it's like to live there? Who are the power groups? Stuff like that. It's only 17 pages long. I really was hoping for a little bit more information on the actual Citadel and how the Radiant Citadel and the new Earthreal Plane works and how these gates work. And then we have the adventures. The first adventure is called Salted Legacy. The second is called Written in Blood. The third is called The Fiend of Hollow Mine. The fourth is called Wages of Vice. The fifth is called Sins of Our Elders. The sixth is called Gold for Fools and Princes. The seventh is called Trail of Destruction. The eighth adventure is called The Mist of Minertia. They have been posting some sneaks about that one too on Twitter. Not sure why of all of them they chose this adventure to be the one that they're using as the hey look, but if you follow Wizards of the Coast on Twitter, they've been posting bits and pieces of this one adventure. We've got another adventure called Between the Tangled Roots, another one called Shadow of the Sun. We've got the Night Sea Succour, Buried Destiny, Orchard of the Invisible Mountain, try saying that 7 times fast, and Beyond the Radiant Citadel, which talks about some of the other empires, I guess, that are out there and other things you might find wandering around the ethereal sea. And then it has the stat block. So 221 pages, most of which is adventure, which means most of it is actually art probably. Don't know anything about any of the adventures yet, other than what Wizards of the Coast has already told us about them. So, yeah, Radiant Citadel is a thing, and these are the adventures, and I'm still cautiously optimistic about it, but I don't know. I was hoping there'd be more information on the mechanics and the workings of, but maybe that's explained in the actual adventures. Moving on. Speaking of stuff that's coming out to be published, we've got some of the artwork for Spelljammer. Chris Perkins has put up some artwork for the ships. And remember how I said, Spelljammer is or should be space horror? Well, based upon this artwork of this, there's a Neogi spider ship that is just frightening. There's some kind of dragonfly ship being chased by a space horror, also frightening. We've got a turtle submarine spaceship, so they're making submarines for Spelljammer now. I actually like that one. Then there's the classic Spelljammer flying away from a planet that's exploding, shades of Star Wars. Another picture of the turtle submarine spaceship, and then a picture of an elven ship made out of a living tree, and another picture of the dragonfly. So yeah, considering the first two pictures are Neogi spider ship, which is just nightmare fuel, and then dragonfly ship being chased by a space monstrosity, which is also pretty much nightmare fuel. The rest are pretty, spaceships. in regards again to my little thing I talked about how Spelljammer should be space horror, if it isn't a space horror, all you gotta do is look at this Nyogi spider ship, and you're like, yep, space horror. That's just frightening. And speaking of art and Wizards of the Coast, yes, it appears most of the art things I'm talking about today are Wizards of the Coast related. Wizards of the Coast Ray Winnegar has hinted that they will be seeing something soon for the 2024 edition of D&D. We'll get a first look sometime soon. So, sometime between when he posted this and future, we are going to start to see what the new designs are going to look like, what the new set might look like, what changes are going to make. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about this for lots of reasons. Hopefully they will take D&D back in a direction we like. And it'll be fun to see all the 5e diehards' brains explode when they realize that Wizards of the Coast is changing their beloved game. And then what are you going to do? Yes, I know that's petty of me, but, you know, I'm petty. But that's not it. We've got more, well, D&D news. We've got another D&D book out, another history of D&D. This one's by Ben Riggs. It's called Slaying the Dragon. Apparently this individual has researched all sorts of things and to discuss the history, foundation, and inevitable fall, and then current evolution of TSR1, TSR2, TSR3, and TSR 3.5. So if you're looking for a history of TSR and all the horrible, cool things they did and horrible things they did and business practices and how they treated Gary and, every other stuff, here's a book from some guy who researched the history of TSR because reasons. And, and speaking of TSR, continuing the thread that they've been doing of showing the sales of older titles, TSR has posted another one. TSR 3.5 has posted another one showing what the sales of AD&D was like between 1979 and 1998 and how, TSR slowly sales dropped and then, of course, will probably feed into the birth of Wizards of the Coast and 3. So once again, TSR 3.5 going, look, we were relevant 40 years ago. And that's about it for tabletop role-playing game news for the end of the week. Nothing really controversial. Nothing really standout-ish. Kind of like the calm before the storm, before we get the nominations and judging for the Ennies and Gamma and the other awards for the summer, before we get the quarterly report for the summer sales-wise, and before we get the response from all the different conventions that are happening over the next couple weeks. Then we should get to see some idea of what's going to be happening with the industry going into the final chunk of the year. It's hard to believe we're already starting to talk about Christmas in July. But, summer's almost over. We're going into the last sales quarter. This is the time for all the companies to sort of put up or shut up. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But that's it for the news. Till next time, I'm the OGGM. If you appreciate this content, have a cup of tea on me, or support me through my Ko-Fi and buy me a cup of tea. Keeping warm. Stay safe, stay sane, stay warm, stay dry, stay healthy, stay happy, stay off my land. I'll talk to you later.